understand how blend modes work in VSDC? If you do, great. This will be a simple refresher. If not, it will be the start of understanding what VSDC Blend Modes do and how they work. Before we get into it, keep this in mind. The intent of blend modes are to affect the shared space between two or more objects. There are different types of blend modes. Some work with colors and some use binary math to achieve the result. Today we'll take a look at the XOR blend mode and the mask blend mode. I chose these two because they give you an example from both sides, invisibility and transparency. Hope you enjoy the video and I hope it helps. Thanks for watching.
Now what I'm going to show you here is what XOR does. Okay, when you change this blend mode to XOR, it's going to make that video, it's going to make the object, whatever, if it was a video, it would make it invisible. And you notice I said invisible, not transparent. It did the same thing the mask did. If you did it with a mask or inverted mask, whatever, it would make it invisible. It doesn't make it transparent. The transparency comes with the mask. Transparency comes because of the color of it. But this here is a little bit different. XOR is a little different. Okay, I'll come over here and I'm going to change the blend layer right there. I'm going to change that blend layer. I changed it to mask right there. See, it says mask right there. Okay, let me move the base layer down and bring my blend layer over top of it. You see, I can see a little bit of blue through there, correct? If I change the color of my blend layer, it's red right now. See, here it says brush. If I change it to black, you see what happened there? It's now completely invisible. Alright, and so that what that means is the darker that my mask is, the less you can see. So if I make it lighter, let's come over here and make it gray, then you can see more of it. And if I change it to white, then that entire shared space right there is clear. Remember, we're just talking about this shared space. Let's see what happens when I change that blend mode to XOR. So let's come over here. Let me change that back to black right now first. Change that back to black. Bam. Alright, now let's change this to XOR. Okay, you see you can't see anything to it, right? But now if I change the color of that blend layer, that XOR blend layer, and I change it to black right now, if I change it to gray, you're still not going to be able to see anything. Alright, and if I change it to white, you're still not going to be able to see anything. So you see here, so what you're seeing here is that the XOR blend mode makes it invisible. And you saw earlier that the mask makes the mask works due to the color of the blend layer, and it only affects that shared area. Now let's do this just a little bit different. Okay, you see I have a black background back here. Now I'm gonna change my black background and make my background transparent. So come over here to scene, over here where it says use project color, I didn't select the no already, and I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna change that 100 right there, the opacity level. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna change that to 0, which is gonna make that black background transparent. If I change my rectangle to black, it's still going to be invisible because it's XOR, remember? So now, what you're going to see when I move, I'll move my blue rectangle down there. When I move my XOR rectangle over top of it, that shared space, what I was talking about, is that shared space is invisible. And so no matter what color I put underneath the XOR, if I go back over here and I change that color, that background color to green, see, it doesn't change. The XOR has made all of that invisible. It doesn't matter. I can change the color of that rectangle, or I can change the color of the scene. Everything is invisible in that shared space.